Hi there, my name is Linus Seonate and I welcome you to Linus Nate TV on YouTube, your home of exclusive sports interviews and then content. If today happens to be the very first time you've come across this channel, I kindly urge you to subscribe to the channel, like, share, and then kindly put your comments under it. Today is Monday and I will be looking at some Ghanaian players in the top 5 European leagues across Europe and their performance or their ratings for their various clubs. So we'll first look at the EPL, where our very own assistant keeper of the Blaster, that is Thomas Partey, lasted the entire 90 minutes for Arsenal in their 3-2 win over Tottenham Hotspurs in the North London derby in England. And Thomas Partey was rated 4.0. I mean, ever since he returned from injury, he has been very instrumental for the Gunners. He was in the thick of affairs for Arsenal when they won 5-0 against Chelsea, and just yesterday Sunday he just marshaled the midfield for Arsenal in their 3-2 win over Tottenham. So it boosts the Gunners' chances of also clinching the title since they last won it in the 2003-2004 season. Our next player we'll be looking at is Mohamed Kudus. I mean, he has been the star boy for Hammers or the West Ham United in the EPL since joining from Ayew. And Kudus was also in action for West Ham when they drew 2-2 against Liverpool in the EPL as well on Saturday. And then Kudus played for 19. Kudus assisted the first goal for the Hammers as well. So he was rated 3.8, which is not bad. I mean, ever since he joined from Ayew in the summer, he has been so instrumental for the Hammers, and then it also boosts their chances of playing in Europe next season. That is the Europa League next season. The next player we'll be looking at is Antoine Semenyo. Antoine Semenyo plays for Bournemouth in the EPL, and then he was in action for Bournemouth as well when they won 3-0 against Brighton. In that same game, Ghanaian right back, that is Tariq Lamptey, was missing in action. I mean, per reports, issued by Brighton, they are saying that he was missing in action due to issues they don't want to disclose as well. And then our condolences to Tariq Lamptey, who lost his sister somewhere last week as well. So condolences to the family as well. We wish him, he should come back strong, and we wish him the very best as well. The next player we'll be looking at is Jordan Ayew, who plays for Crystal Palace in the EPL as well. Jordan Ayew was in action for Crystal Palace when they drew 1-1 against Fulham at the Craven Cottage. I mean, he was so instrumental for the side as well, but he lasted for only 76 minutes when he was replaced by fellow compatriot Jeffrey Schlupp. And the most important thing is, when Jeffrey Schlupp was introduced into the game, Crystal Palace were already down by a goal, and then he came to do the magic for Crystal Palace or the Eagles, where they drew 1-1. And Jordan Ayew was rated 4.0, where Jeffrey Schlupp was also rated 4.4. So it tells you that the influence of Jeffrey Schlupp has been so vital for the Eagles, who were able to snatch a point away from home. The next player we'll be looking at is Jel Quansah. I mean, some of you might be wondering who is Jel Quansah. Jel Quansah is a UK-born Ghanaian who plays for Liverpool, and then yesterday he was also in action for Liverpool when they drew 2-2 with West Ham, but he was later replaced by Dominic Szoboszlai. Now, let me tell you something about Jel Quansah. I mean, Jel Quansah is the grandson of former Ghanaian player Samuel Quansah, who played for the Blasters and then spent almost his entire life in UK or in London. Yes, so that is Jel Quansah, and he's eligible to play for the Blasters as well. I mean, he has played for the U17 and then U20 of England, that's the Three Lions, so he's still eligible to play for the Blasters as well. And so that is another one for you there. The next player we'll be looking at is Kobby Owusu. Kobby Owusu plays for Manchester United, and then he was also in action for the Red Devils when they managed to get a point against Burnley. I mean, Burnley has been one of the difficult sides to beat at home, and so they drew or they equalized the goal in just in the dying embers of the game. And then Kobby Owusu was in action as well. He's a defensive midfielder, or a DM, what we normally call here in Ghana. So he was also I mean, he was rated 3.7 and he lasted for 65 minutes as well. So Kobby Owusu is also eligible to play for Ghana or the Black Stars of Ghana. Yes, let me explain something here. Per FIFA rules, Kobby Owusu is only 19. And per FIFA rules, a player is eligible to play for another country if he has not represented a country for more than 3 times. Now, Kobby Owusu has represented the Three Lions of England just twice, and so it makes him eligible to say that, oh, I feel I want to play for Black Stars of Ghana, and it will only happen if he's below the age of 21, and so clearly it's acceptable because Kobby Owusu is only 20. Sorry, he's only 19, and then he has made only 2 appearances for England. So if you are above the age of 21 and you have made more than 3 appearances for another country, it means that you are not eligible to play for another country. So that makes him, free to come and play for. That is if he wishes to do that. So that is for England. Now we'll move to the French League One in France, where the skipper of the Black Stars, that is Ayew, Remy Morgan, who plays for Le Havre in the French League One. I mean, he was in action for the side as well, where they drew 3-3 with Paris Saint-Germain, that is PSG. Now, it is so difficult to go to the Parc des Princes, that is the home grounds of PSG, to snatch a point. So I say that Ayew and then the entire team of Le Havre have done an incredible job to go there and then snatch a point. Ayew also scored the second goal for his side as well with a very delicious strike. So that is what Ayew also did for his side. I mean, he was rated 3.7 there in that game as well. Now, in the same French League One, there was a very big tax for Enes Nuama, who plays for Lyon, and then another tax for Salisu Mohamed, who plays for AS Monaco. So the two clashed over the weekend on Sunday, where Enes Nuama's Olympique Lyon won 3-2 over Mohamed Salisu's AS Monaco. So Enes Nuama was rated 3.7, and then he played for 66 minutes, whereas Mohamed Salisu joined the action from the bench in the second half. So he came on the 46 minutes, and then he was rated 2.6. So that is it for Enes Nuama and then Mohamed Salisu. Now we are still moving on to the next country, that is Spain, where Baba Idris, who plays for UD Almeria, over the weekend, he was missing in action, but his club has suffered relegation, and then they'll go and play in the Spanish Segunda, that is the second tier of Spanish football. So they have been relegated for the Spanish La Liga, that is the top tier of Spanish football. So that is the sad news for Baba Idris, who hails from Tema. He's also a Black Stars player as well, and then his side UD Almeria won't play in the 2024-2025 Spanish La Liga. That is the news I have for you. Now, in the Spanish La Liga as well, Black Stars striker, that is Inaki Williams, who was part of the team during the 2023 AFCON in Ivory Coast. He was also in action for his side, that is Athletic Bilbao, where they lost 3-1 to Atletico Madrid. So Inaki Williams was in action for Bilbao. And then in the same Spanish La Liga, we'll look at one Ghanaian defender who has not been given the needed attention like the other players, that is Abdul Mumin. He plays for Rayo Vallecano in the Spanish La Liga. He was also in action for his side when they lost 3-0 to Villarreal. Yes, he's one incredible defender who has been doing amazingly well for the side as well. And I think that, per his performance, he shouldn't be lacking to be playing for the Black Stars as well. But let's see what happens. The second coming of Otuado, probably maybe he might turn his eagle eyes to Abdul Mumin, who is likely to join the Black Stars of Ghana in their next collab, because he has been doing amazingly well for the Spanish side as well. Now we are moving from Spain and then we are moving to Italy, that is the Italian Serie A, where we have two Ghanaian players there. That is Alfred Duncan. Alfred Duncan says that he has retired from the Black Stars, but he was once a Black Stars player. We are just hoping that maybe he might rescind his decision and then say that look, I stated that I'm not going to play for the Blasters again, but I will now feature for the Blasters. Yes, so he was in action for ACF Fiorentina in the Italian league, Italian Serie A, where he lasted entire minutes. I mean, Fiorentina won 5-1 against Sassuolo, so that is Alfred Duncan for you. He just mastered the midfield. He's one top player in the Italian league. He has been there for over a decade now, so it tells you the experience that he brings on board. Another player we'll be looking at is Emmanuel Jesse. Emmanuel Jesse made a few things for the Blasters as well. He's an Italian-born Ghanaian. His parents are Ghanaians who have been based in Italy, so he was born in Italy. So he has played for the Blasters before, and then he was in action for Empoli. Empoli lost 2-0 to Atalanta in the Italian league as well. So he also lasted 90 minutes for Empoli. Now our last country we'll be looking at is German. That is the German Bundesliga. And in German Bundesliga we have a Ghanaian defender, Patrick Fifer. Patrick Fifer plays for Augsburg. Augsburg is the former club of Baba Rahman. Baba Rahman plays in Greece now. He's a former player of Augsburg. So we have a Ghanaian player there who plays for Augsburg as well. His name is Patrick Fifer. Patrick Fifer has also been called by the Blasters a couple of times before. So he's a German-born Ghanaian who has received call-ups to play for the Blasters in a couple of friendlies as well. So he was also in action for Augsburg, where they lost 3-0 to Werder Bremen. They lost 3-0 to Werder Bremen. Now another player we'll be looking at is Christopher Ayew. Christopher Ayew, he's a striker who plays for Bochum. They won 3-2 over Hoffenheim. They won 3-2 over Hoffenheim. In that same game, Blasters defender Kasim Adams was also missing in action for TSG Hoffenheim. So that is it for you. Now I want us to look at something different from Europe. We'll be looking at the MLS, that is the Major League Soccer, where Blasters winger, a very pacey and swift winger, he was instrumental for the Blasters of Ghana in the AFCON in Ivory Coast. That is Joseph Pinto. Joseph Pinto was in action for LA Galaxy, and they lost 2-0 away to Austin. 2-0 away to Austin in the MLS as well. So there is a recap of Ghanaian footballers who perform extremely well for their various clubs in the top 5 leagues across Europe, and then we also look at the MLS as well. Let's not forget this one. I have to add it to it. Abdul Fattah Ishaku, who plays for Leicester City, has gained promotion to the Premiership. So Leicester City is back to the Premiership. They were relegated last season, that's the 2022-2023 season, and so he was on loan from Sporting Lisbon, and then he has played an instrumental role for Leicester City, where they will play in the 2024-2025 English Premier League. So kudos to Abdul Fattah Ishaku. In midweek he scored his first hat-trick for the newly promoted EPL side as well. So kudos to Ishaku, and then his fellow African brothers, that is Ndidi from Nigeria and then Patsindaka from Zambia. So these 3 players will be back in action for Leicester City when the EPL resumes for the 2024-2025 season in August. So that is it. Kudos to Ishaku Fattah. He's also a Ghanaian international who played for the Blasters as well, and a former under-20 player as well. So there is a recap of some Ghanaian footballers who excelled for their various clubs across the 5 top leagues in Europe. Now, let me use this opportunity to also send condolences to the family of Ricky. Ricky is a Blasters physical trainer, a Blasters physical instructor, and then he's also the fitness coach for Vision FC, a Division 1 side in Ghana. He passed on over the weekend, and then we say condolences to the family. We are with them in prayers, and then we wish them the very best, and then may his soul also rest in perfect peace. We call him Coach Ricky. Coach Ricky has departed, and then we want to say that we send our condolences to the family, so they should stay strong. Now, the very last thing we look at before I say bye bye to you is the CAF Confederations Cup, and then yesterday Dreams FC did Ghanaians proud, did Ghana proud. I mean, they wrote their names into the history books of Ghana football. I mean, it is their maiden edition in Africa, and then they went all the way to the semi-final. That's the last four of the competition. But it was rather unfortunate that after a 0-0 draw in Egypt against Zamalek, they lost at home 3-0 to Zamalek yesterday at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. I mean, it has been an incredible journey for Coach Karim Zito and his lads. I mean, we are so proud of them. We never thought they would go this far. Yes, and I would say that they have done incredible work. And then we just hope and pray that next season, if they get opportunity again, I mean, they'll just go out there and then give their much more best than they did this season as well. So, and we are hoping that they keep or they maintain most of the players, the likes of John Emshi, the likes of Abdulaziz, the likes of Solomon Agbeshi, the goalkeeper as well. I mean, they've done an amazing job. The likes of Sylvester Simba, Godfrey Tuahine, these are players who gave their heart out and then they played their very best for Dreams FC. And then they have earned a whooping $750,000. Yes, but that is what it has to do there. If they had won against Zamalek for them to progress to the final, it would have been another extra 150, which makes it $100,000 for the Still Believe lads. I mean, but hey, I mean 750 is not bad. Per what they've done, I mean they've done an incredible job, and then we wish them the very best in the Ghana Premier League as well.